Hey, so we had such a great time doing this last time that we decided that we're just going to keep doing it together and develop another a lane for ourselves. And so, if you guys don't know, we have Zach King, entrepreneur, restaurateur, Zero to Hero, Mr. Zero to Hero.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Hell yeah. And we got sports agent and investor Drew Rigsby in the house.
How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Boom. So, so you got anybody got any new projects, anything that they got going on real quick?
Drew got a big month coming up, combine,
Yeah.
everything.
So I'm heading down to Orlando to check in with Michael and Logan at training with crafting linemen with Torian Wilson and my guy LB down there. And then from there, I'm flying out to Indianapolis to the combine. So we're gonna go to the combine.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, come back out here to Vegas. I actually just signed my first baseball player too.
What?
Yeah, his name's Seth Chavez. He is a relief pitcher in the Tampa Bay Rays farm.
Okay.
So, yeah, and he's like their number one related relief pitcher. And the way that I got him, it's kind of a funny story because I'm not a certified baseball agent. I work with someone that is, and so I put him on. But when I was out in Charleston with a bunch of my boys, we were just out on King Street. We were at Republic. Went to go see my guy Joe Bradley over there, and we were out at Republic, and I just happened to bump into this dude who's like 6'5", wearing like cowboy boots. I thought this dude was like low key, like a country singer. Had like white T-shirt, like Wrangler jeans, cowboy boots, and just a baseball hat on. Like kind of looked like Morgan Wallen, but taller and jacked. It ended up just ripping a tequila shot with this guy. I ended up talking to him, and it turns out he was, he's like, oh yeah, I'm on the Charleston River Dogs right now, blah blah blah. I was like, you got an agent? He's like, no. I was like, let's talk, bro. And bro, got him.
Yeah, that's fucking
And,
dope.
and the Rays are known for developing, especially at pitcher, more than anyone. And so it's like, it's really cool. So I'm pretty
Nice.
stoked on that.
I'm gonna look out for that cat. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, last week I had a big week. We did a collaboration with San Jose Sharks. We took over their team store. I think I sent you the video, right? But
Yeah.
pretty much we flipped their whole store, essentially, their pro shop, and just kind of put all our residency hats with collaboration stuff, obviously their stuff too. So that was a cool event, and then they want us to keep doing that.
Yeah.
At least through the end of the season, kind of maintaining that store, which is dope. So all the products that we kind of made, you can only buy there. At the pro shop, which was cool, and obviously Sharks have the worst record in hockey, so for us to do great on the retail side was kind of a huge step. And then that's kind of where I've been at the last couple of weeks, man. Just kind of doing that, staying busy, and just trying to work the off season, like because we're so football heavy. These monuments with hockey and soccer, they mean a lot to me, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to lose football, take away from that, but it's just so lopsided that you kind of want to get back to just the lifestyle of just everything. So we also
What about these that you got on now?
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a cool collaboration we did too. Thanks for bringing this up, Drew. Yeah, so long story short, I'm working with Las Vegas Police Department, and it's essentially a program called a DREAM program, which is to help at-risk youth. Just long story short, any kids that need mentoring, guidance, just trying to help kids in get in a positive direction. Some of these kids have actually gone down the wrong road, and you're trying to exactly kind of get them off of that, but then some of it's preventative too, where people just need some mentorship. So I work with some of the officers there in that program, kind of like as a sponsor to help, whether it be raise money, mentor, whatever the case may be. And, because I got restaurants, fashion, and candy, I got a bunch of stuff kids like. They're going to like something, whether it's clothes, food, restaurants, something that's kind of catch their eye. And so this hat that I have on, it's a collaborative product that we did with Dream, where basically we split the profits on it. And so we launched it February 1st.
Yeah.
So this is something cool in the community, like just trying, like we say, just be the whole lifestyle piece of what we want to represent. We love football to death, but at the same time, we're trying to just really be that full lifestyle brand. So that's huge. And I just also signed a deal with Atlas, which is a Mexican soccer team out of Jalisco. So we got that going too. So yeah, just trying to plug and play different things on the lifestyle segment. But yeah, it's been a busy, I've told you all the time, man, it's been a busy first month. But a lot of these seeds I planted a long time ago, but it's just with the corporate people just take so long to get them to go through, or maybe legal, or then actually coming out with the rollout plan for it. So all those things have been kind of just huge.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, man.
I ain't doing shit. with
No,
my
you're
life.
doing a lot, man. No, you're doing it.
I'm all like,
Nah, you doing it,
like,
Los.
God damn.
You doing it, man.
I-
You just came out of town. You were gone for like 2 weeks.
I built this podcast studio, and
No, man.
To be honest, I took February off. I was tired.
Okay.
So I'm back on in March. I'm at Laughs Unlimited back in Sacramento. I'm doing the first weekend there just to teach kids how to write, teach comics writing. Like I said, I don't write, but I'm just showing them a method of brainstorming and whatnot. And then also too, I got this thing that I put together called the Road Warrior.
Okay.
No credits, no problem.
All right.
Because I mean, I ain't got no credits, but like I definitely don't have to go to a day job and go see Peter's stupid ass face every Monday morning.
Right.
Every Tuesday morning.
Right,
So,
you got no problems either.
Yeah, so it's like you can be successful in this. You don't have to be a major star, but you can be successful
Totally.
and make your
And
money.
you enjoy it. That's the
you
main
enjoy it.
thing.
And the byproduct is you might pop. You never know when it'll happen.
Come on.
So it's like it's one of those things. There's a gang of comics too that like everyone always references Rodney Dangerfield because they're like Rodney Dangerfield didn't pop until he was in his 50s, or he says something. He goes. He quit comedy, but nobody noticed.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
He's great.
Great. But,
And really quick, if we're able to do shout outs, I wanted to do a shout out to Bulldog Rescue out here called Retire to Rescue. Oh. They specifically work with bulldogs, so like English bulldogs, French bulldogs, and stuff. They will help any kind of dog, whatever. But
Badass.
Zach, you met Jeremy down at Hogs and Heifers, so. Jeremy works the door at Hogs and Heifers and over at
Stoney's.
And his wife is one of the top 2 people that helps with these dogs and everything. So every Friday they do they call it $5 Friday. So just if anyone, if you find yourself with an extra $5 on Friday, find them on Venmo. I'll post it on there too, but. They do wonders for these dogs. Some of the things that you see that these people and these scumbags have done to these dogs breaks your heart.
Seriously, yeah. You know what's funny? You say that, like all the time I was talking about, like if I won the lotto or me and my wife are always talking about, hey, we want to help dogs after, like, we'll want to like get land or help dogs or figure out some because like the bulldogs and stuff like that. Because there was that one that they left in the back of the Smiths.
Reba.
Or was it? Yeah, Reba. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was Smith or Vaughn's. It was Vaughn's. Yeah, over on Maryland.
Crazy, man.
It was so fucking sad.
But they do great work for these dogs.
100%.
And, they do a lot.
Yeah. How was your guys' weekend? How was your Super Bowl weekend?
Super Bowl's. I honestly thought the game was trash.
Yeah.
And the halftime show I thought was trash. So
I love an ass whooping on the Chiefs, so I'm all good with it. I didn't care that it was blown out or boring. I cheered every fucking down that they didn't make any yard. Yeah. I enjoyed the.
Have you ever seen him that rattled? I've never seen him that rattled.
Only against Tampa Bay, but I didn't.
Yeah, but not. This was another level. This was worse than Tampa.
And the O line was terrible.
Yeah.
And so were all the skill. I mean, no one did anything to give Mahomes any kind of help.
Yeah, he
not even the refs.
You know what's funny is they were doing kind of what Antonio Pierce did with them. They were like, because Antonio Pierce had preached, don't let him get to the outside.
Correct.
Keep him in between those the chalk lines right there and the box. And he goes, he can't do anything. And he did. He did it so well that Aiden O'Connell almost beat him if he wouldn't just have that stupid ass hike that fucked off. But like he would have beat him again, over again. But those guys just couldn't stop that 4-man rush.
No, not
That's
at all.
crazy.
Not at all. And I was telling Drew the other day offline, I said, man, sometimes when people play with people like, Mahomes, Jordan, all these guys, right, they almost like play worse, like your teammates. Because it's like, oh, Mahomes will put something on his ass last second. They come out their block a little early. Subconsciously, they might not admit it, but, it's just a different level when, to Drew's point, the refs ain't on your side, you're getting your ass kicked. And they're not used to staying in that set that long.
Yeah.
And so to, AP's point, keep him in the box. Now he's got to figure something out. You're not letting him scramble, so you're not letting him do the magic tricks that he normally does,
And Holmgren's couldn't do any pull anything out of his ass to his like crazy plays or anything like that because they were playing they can't play from behind.
No.
Those guys really they need to be in a fast, especially this team of this year. They need to be in the lead and they just couldn't do it, man. Or it needs to be super close, or help from the refs. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
How they were like even Hops.
It was like overcompensation almost.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's like we were going to go so far to the other side. Like there's no way you could accuse us of anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, their O-line got their ass whipped the whole time. I was telling Zach, Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, first off, he has like the weirdest stance like of any offensive lineman in the league, but he gets his ass whipped on every play. The guy's on an $80 million contract. But I just remember at one point, Josh Sweat, who had like 2.5 sacks, 8 tackles, something crazy, He hit him so hard coming off the line that they zoomed in on his face, and you could see he had never been hit like that in his life, even as an offensive lineman. And it was crazy, and he ended up getting a holding play on that, or holding call on that play, because he had to overcompensate for the fact that he just got his ass whooped so bad.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Yeah, that like because Bernard Hopkins, right?
Yeah,
he was
DeAndre.
Hopkins. Yeah, he
You
was.
thinking about Bernard the boxer?
Yeah, I was thinking about. Yeah, remember? Yeah, bring it all.
It's all good.
Dude, speaking, I'm super ADD. I was gonna be like, there's a dope ass boxing documentary on Showtime. It's like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yep.
And Duran and Hagler and there's another one.
Is it Hopkins?
No,
it's not Hopkins.
Hopkins. I was just thinking of that, but then I jumped to Merciless or Marv. No, damn it! It's four boxers, dude, and it's a
hardcore.
three. It's during the '80s in that division, and how it was like the best time for that. Like, what is it? A middleweight?
Yeah, middleweight on middle.
And it was just it's a dope ass time. It's a 3-parter.
Boxing's really fallen off too.
Yeah, compared to now. Like now it's all
It's another level, man.
MMA now.
Or just playing
Yeah.
the points. I mean, yeah, if you're trying to get for entertainment, definitely MMA. But as far as boxing, people just playing the point system. They just figured out that's the
Well, once what's his name starts fighting Mike Tyson and then trying to be
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he was gonna fight Canelo, and Canelo kind of backed out, and he was like, he's trying to talk shit on him. He's like, oh, Canelo's scared to fight me, this and that. And he's like, hey, motherfucker, I fight real boxers, man. Like what you call it? But
back to Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, he it was crazy because like he's like, oh, now when anyone wants to say anything about the rest, and it's like, well, it from what it looked like, the first 2 plays were the ones that are kind of like iffy.
Yeah, they started off where you were like, wow, okay, are we going to do this?
Yeah. And then it was like, it's funny because it's like, okay, yeah, then they played a clean refed game. Like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, so
I thought the refs were good.
dude, it was like, oh, okay, this is how you should have been calling games the whole fucking year against them, and then you wouldn't have any issues. And so it's like, all right, and I was, but you said you didn't like the halftime show at all.
I thought it was terrible.
You thought it was trash. Did you think it was trash too? Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing, right? I feel like, right, the biggest game of the season, you're trying, biggest televised event
Event of
ever,
the
right?
year.
I
Yeah.
just think first of all, nobody from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Which they had the opportunity.
the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
And then I think, to the group, the masses of people watching, I mean, you're alienating a huge group of people.
Yeah.
While focusing in on a small demo.
Correct. By having one artist in particular, unless it's somebody like the level like how we were growing up, Michael Jackson or something
Right,
like that.
yeah, I mean-
Right. But like nowadays, I don't really feel there's any artist on that level. So I feel like you kind of got to do it by committee.
Isn't it crazy how they try to make people that artists that level?
Yeah,
it's
and
like
it's never
you can't,
happened.
You can't
Never
do it.
happened.
Blasphemous.
I was telling Drew like the most recent years, my favorite has been the one in L.A. Where they had Dre, Snoop, and I think it was
Kendrick was there too.
Kendrick was there.
Well, yeah, I think it was about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
It was at SoFi. It was when the Rams played one at
Yeah.
the field.
So I have a thing where I think that
Bengals.
the city that hosts, they should have an artist that represents the city, right? So like for me, New Orleans should have been Lil Wayne, right? And they could have been the Hot Boys out there. They could have done something really
Master
cool. Like,
P, anybody.
Even my parents know who Lil Wayne is, right? And like, because I mean, I was telling Zach, like, it's like his mom, my parents are watching the Super Bowl. They're like, who the fuck is Kendrick Lamar, dude?
Yeah.
Like, and what is he saying? You know, where it's like, even my mom, like, if Jay-Z had done it himself, right? Jay-Z's big enough, whatever. I have a 96 pressing of Reasonable Doubt. Like, my mom's heard Jay-Z when I was younger, whatever. Like, she knows
Correct.
it. And that's like a little bit more that he could have had Beyonce come out. They would have like, you could have catered to multiple demographics. So like, I think like, even like with Vegas, like I feel like they fucked up. Like they should have this is like my like dream scenario, right? Like you get like Wayne Newton to start it off and do a mashup with the Killers and end it with like a DJ that DJs on the Strip. And that would have been very representative of the city.
Oh, and your favorite, Imagine Dragons?
Yeah.
Where'd you say you hate? Who was that? You say the hate?
No, but I'm not like a huge fan, but I love the Killers. The Killers
Yeah.
are one of my favorite bands. But I just thought that now with the game in the Bay next year, if they don't get Metallica, they're fucking up.
Hey, I was at the game where Metallica played a concert in the parking lot. The Raiders.
Oh, yeah, I
against
remember
Titans.
that, yeah.
Dude, I was fucked up. This is back when I used to drink,
Yeah.
and I was drinking all night. And I was like, hey man, fuck it, let's just go to the game. And they're like, we don't got no
They
tickets.
just pulled up.
I go. I tell my cousins like, we could
in
go
the parking lot. They threw a
Yeah.
concert?
in the parking lot.
Damn.
It was a trip, man, because I was telling my cousins, because I'm living in Sacramento, right? And I was like, yo, man, let's go to the game tomorrow. And they're like, we don't got no tickets. I was like, it's the Raider game, dog. We go to the parking lot and just kick it. It's fucking be fucking
100%.
So we all went.
Was it a playoff game?
It was a playoff game. It was the AFC Championship.
God, okay, I
It
got
was
you.
against the Titans.
When Steve McNair was on the team?
Yup.
Ah, okay, I got you.
And it was like, it was cracking like motherfucker. And it was funny because you get fed too. Everyone eats your Raider fan.
Yeah.
Everyone's just
Yeah.
feeding you, hanging out. People got TVs in their car.
Correct.
So it was
A
like we're just
proper
chilling.
tailgate.
Yeah. And so we're hella chilling. And then I look over and I see the fence. I see a fucking gang of people just rush the fence and hop over. And I looked at my cousin. I was like, see, we could have been over there. You guys want to? I was like, man. And then all of a sudden, as we're walking. Some dude was like, hey, grab this, and it was like a cone, and he goes, can you put it right over there, right there? I was like, what the fuck's going on? And they're like, there's about to be a concert right now. I was like, no way. And then fuck Metallica just fucking
They
played.
just pulled up.
Yeah,
and
pulled
that's
up.
awesome.
They're Raider fans. They're like, fuck it, we're gonna play, and it was
Well, 'cause they're
dope.
from the Bay.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think that like cities like when it goes to Atlanta, I think you could do something like a mashup of. I hope that they don't roll out Usher again. I'll be fucking annoyed. But like
In Atlanta?
Ludacris,
Yeah.
T.I., Jeezy. I mean, then you could throw in like
Outkast, Goody Mob,
yeah,
all
different.
that.
You could do so much, right? In Miami, put Pitbull out there, like different.
Yeah.
But ever since Jay-Z's taken the helm since 2019, it's just all been Rock Nation artists and like it's all just strictly hip hop. And like, look, I love rap music and hip hop and everything else, but like, it's also bullshit to me.
What if they did that for like Miami? Just brought out Uncle Luke. That'd be.
That'd be incredible.
Yeah, well, he had Miami. Wasn't Miami his first time when he took over Jay-Z? And it was Shakira and J-Lo.
Yeah, it was.
That was when
But
so
Shakira,
he didn't. Yeah,
Shakira
he didn't
is
do
a
it.
Rock Nation client.
Okay, yeah.
They do the Latin Grammys every year. Like,
Got
yeah.
you. But yeah, they had the opportunity. They didn't do Luke.
Damn.
They didn't do Luke. They didn't
So
do.
Luke's not big enough.
He's
like
big enough for Miami.
For Miami, but like
Yeah.
on a global scale.
No, not a
though,
global
like,
scale.
But,
But yeah,
you
but
could
one
definitely
song.
have included. Yeah,
Yeah,
include him.
Pitbull, one song.
Pitbull for sure. Though.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're like when you love some like an artist so much, you're like, no, they that's worldwide. He worldwide. I remember someone was talking about how like I was telling my boy, he's from the East Coast, so and I was like DJ Quick. He's like, DJ Quick ain't worldwide. I was like, you goddamn, you better take that back.
Houston rappers are infamous for that.
Yeah.
Like all they gotta do is to just take
That's
over Houston.
another city that can be sick.
Take over Houston, and then Houston people feel the same way.
Yeah,
You know, Slim Thug or people like, but in their own area, they're God in their own city.
Boom.
But outside of it, it's like, well, who is this person?
Yeah, who is that? I was like, you don't know who Yuck Mouth is? Oh, pussy.
Zach knows I have like a real problem with the fact that like Jay-Z and Rock Nation runs it. To me, like the fact
Yeah.
that Rock Nation's also a sports agency. To me, that's a conflict of interest, big time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, I mean, it's like, look, man, like.
Well, that's what DMX was saying. He was like, he goes, he buried me. He was like, I was supposed to come out.
Yeah, I
and
remember
I
that.
recorded my whole album. I shot the whole music video, and he was like, yo, I got Def Jam. The inmates running the facility now. And he was like, oh, cool, that's right, baby. And then all of a sudden, he goes, and then I just got shelved. And he goes, and that's what happened. He goes, because he's my competitor, and
Right.
now and now I'm shelved, and now I'm on the streets, and now rest in peace, DMX, man.
man.
DMX
Yeah.
is hard.
DMX
Yeah,
was
DMX
hard.
is another level, man.
I used to listen to DMX before I'd go up on stage sometimes because when I first started, I would be like, because sometimes I get the little,
Right.
hopefully this hits.
yeah, he cures all that.
Oh, dude, I walked
get
up there,
about you.
kicked the teeth in on the stage, like, what's the fuck's up, everybody?
Yeah,
Like,
X was real, man.
No, but I
That's
just,
definitely-
Kendrick, I like some of Kendrick's old stuff. But I just, to me, man, like the halftime shows over the past few years have just left a lot to,
I went and rewatched some after we got done because, like,
yeah?
for me too, like, I liked it because I'm for Kendrick, but then I was like, because Kendrick, you listen in headphones.
Right.
You don't really listen to it or watch it on stage.
Correct.
And I was like, oh man, and I was like, but I'm gonna root for it because I fuck with Kendrick. But I was like, I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, you know who had a dope ass halftime show? And she was like, who? And I was like, Prince. And she was like, Prince.
Hell yeah.
I go, Prince had a dope ass one. She was like, I don't remember that. I was like,
Michael
oh, we'll watch it.
Jackson,
Yeah.
Prince.
So we went and watched Prince's, man, and Prince's was dope.
Prince threw down. Prince is probably, to me, the best halftime show ever. And like the most the best modern one I would say was Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. That's what we watched that one too.
Killed it.
Because he's got two. He's
Yeah.
got one with him, Beyonce, and Coldplay.
And then I thought he did one with
Then
the Chili Peppers
Then
too.
he did one with the
did.
Chili Peppers. Well, he
After.
did that. That was first.
See, they need
Chili
to go
Peppers
back to
first,
do.
okay.
Yeah.
They need to go back to doing the mashups where you have
That's what I'm
multiple
saying.
artists.
I'm saying it's too much for one person.
Unless you have like a crazy catalog, right?
Like Prince, Michael Jackson.
Right.
That level. But
no
nobody's
one-
that level of artist anymore.
no.
Like Lady Gaga, when Lady Gaga did, Lady Gaga's got a catalog, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she killed it, and she's a show woman, you know, she's whatever. But like so to me, like I always tell people, like when Michael Jackson died, we got The Weeknd and Bruno Mars. Like The Weeknd's a little bit grimier, a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know, whatever, and then Bruno Mars is more poppy. So we got those two guys.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know, man. Giving Kendrick like 30 minutes and like,
It's a lot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was because when I went and rewatched the Prince one, I was like, I was
Bro, Prince.
Did you rewatch the Michael one?
I watched Michael
So
one too.
how Michael called the guy and said, hold everything until I take off my glasses? Like, that was the cue? Mm-hmm. Right? So, basically, he stalled everybody
Yeah.
to kind of build that anticipation, right? So, like, instead of just, whatever, they're supposed to go on at 2 o'clock, right? Michael says, just hold it to 2:02, and when you see me take off my sunglasses, that'll
it's
be
go
the
time.
cue to drop
Yeah.
the beat and everything. And, you know, the guy's like, of course, Mike didn't tell him it's going to be 2 minutes. He's just holding.
Yeah.
And the guy's like shitting bricks, like, hey, man, take off your fucking glasses. Like, I don't want to jump the gun because it's Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, I'm sitting here with my dick in my hand waiting on whenever he's ready, and we have no idea when he's going to be ready. But that was the cue.
He knew what he was doing.
You know what started, what jump started the halftime show, right? Mm-hmm. It's in Living Color.
Oh, that year.
Well,
Or
so
just-
the year before Michael Jackson, in Living Color did a big halftime show, and everyone switched
That's right.
from the game to In Living Color.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm friends with Mike Wayans. Mike Wayans, my boy. And
I remember doing that.
And bro, like, yeah, like, so after, like, In Living Color put everyone on notice because you're taking a massive viewership and going from here to a totally different channel. So then the Super Bowl channel was like, well, we got to figure out a way to keep everyone involved. And then, boom, Michael Jackson.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go, flip them back.
Yeah.
100%.
Man, Unliving Color was the
was
shit.
the greatest.
It was the shit,
The
man.
greatest.
It was so funny. Like I remember Homie the Clown, and then what was the two
Bro,
gay dudes on Men
Yeah,
on
been
Film?
on vacation. Bro, it's so
Hated
good.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny.
Dude, everything was so good. And then like, because Jim Carrey came out of it, like that first
So many
season.
superstars.
Yeah.
Even J-Lo.
J-Lo,
J-Lo,
yeah.
yeah, that's
what did
right.
Jamie Foxx say? I remember when it was just hey ho.
Yeah.
It wasn't J-Lo, it was just hey ho. And he
Think about
got
that.
mad about
Jamie Foxx, J-Lo, Jim Carrey, you know, all the Wayans.
Yeah.
You know,
it. Who else? Somebody else. Dio was Dio on there?
what
No.
Tommy Davidson.
Tommy Davidson,
um,
David Allen Greer.
yeah.
David on the grill.
And then even
Kim.
some of the she ended up being a big writer. She wasn't like a big star like in front of the camera, but she ended up being a huge writer.
What's her name? She's on Living Single. She was on Living Single.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Not Queen Latifah. Kim. Is that Kim? No.
Kim-
No, because Kim Wayans is the
Kim-
one you're thinking.
Kim
of.
Wayne's, but then there was another one that was because
Light
Living
skin
Single
girl or
is
the dark skin girl?
light skin.
I can't think of a name. I know
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Not Sinclair.
Oh,
Was
she
this-
played her name was Kim, right? On the show.
on the I can't remember, but fuck. But she's on Living Color. She was the first season, and she was funny. And then Kim Waynes came in, and then she kind of went off and did
yeah.
in Living Single with Trudy from in Facts of Life.
Yeah.
Queen Latifah. Oh, what's her name too? TK Carter. That was that was
That was
dope.
a great show.
Kim Coles.
Kim Coles,
That's what
yeah.
it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so it is Kim as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that was fuck, man. Those are all. That's all my.
There's also Kim Fields. I just make sure, but I think it was Kim Coles.
Kim Coles, yeah, because
Yeah.
Kim Fields is Trudy.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
But those are all like when I was a kid and going to school, and like I would watch those before I go to
Yeah.
sleep.
There's
And,
no shows like that no more.
dude,
Nah, there's
Martin.
not.
Nah, man.
Martin took
Come on.
over. I remember when Martin came on. But Martin had like when you have a catchphrase in the zeitgeist, it's like, oh, you've made it. And Martin had like 7.
Oh my God! Because each character had his own phrase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Roman Rome.
Yeah. You know?
Shanae don't play. And then
Bro, man.
Bruh, yeah.
So it's all these
A
different.
Booyah came from him. You Go Girl came
Yeah.
from him. What else came out from him? Him and Garrett Morrison would always have a lot of talk.
They just
shit
don't make
talking.
television like they used to. They just can't do it because everyone's just so PC and fucking stupid now.
Yeah.
It's
Man.
unbelievable. Like a show like In Living Color would get canceled before it airs.
Correct.
But it's so like they were so ahead of their time, and that's I mean you You see it. They jump-started superstar careers.
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to think what other good sketches from In Living Color was just.
Oh, man. Fire Marshal Bill.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Wanda with Jamie Foxx, bro.
Who was the guy in prison? The prison. He would just use big ass words. You remember talking
I
about?
know you're talking about. I can't think of it.
I
Do
think
you
it was
remember
Damian Wayans.
you remember when Jamie Foxx did the tooth?
Well,
And he was the boxer, and it was kind of like he would talk like Mike Tyson, but he had one tooth, and so they called him the Tooth. Bro, it was so funny.
all that shit was good. And then it was so funny. A show like that didn't come around until Chappelle's show.
Right.
That had you like, dude, this is
Yeah.
fucking
But
ridiculous.
bro, think about it. You remember when as a kid, bro? Like I think it was Friday Night TV, and it was like you had like Family Matters, Step by Step, Full House. I'm talking when you're a
Yeah.
little kid, dude.
Yeah,
Like
TGIF.
and
the
then
thing
on
was
and then
right.
I think In Living Color was on Sundays, and then it would be like Sunday late, and then like oh, dude, it was
It was
just
The
the best.
Simpsons and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was a trip. It would jump sometimes. Like it'd go from Thursdays and then we'd go to Sundays for some
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, Sunday was where the mainstay was at.
Yeah,
and
big
dude,
time.
I remember like I gotta stay up for this. I gotta
Yeah.
oh man, because I gotta do these impressions at school the next day.
Bro, even like Jaleel White, bro, he's got his own weed. He's got like
Yeah.
Purple Urkel, and he's like, bro, making bank in the weed business.
Dude, he made a grip off being a nerd, man.
That's crazy,
I'm
man.
not getting no play.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how some people get stuck in those roles, though.
Yeah,
That's one thing I credit Martin for not being. You know what I mean? Like to the Urkel analogy, he'd never be anything but Steve Urkel, at least in most people's mind.
Yeah,
right.
and-
I mean, I can't even think of another.
See, but
role.
Urkel flipped the script when he hit him with the Stefan Urkel too. So I mean, he just made enough money doing that where he didn't
Yeah.
need to do nothing else
Yeah.
at that point.
dude, I remember.
Especially those kid actors, man.
Yeah.
they
You
get
get the
stuck.
bank
That was like
early.
the golden age,
Right,
dude.
you get the
Like,
bank earlier set.
I was, like Martin, I didn't realize until later on in life that it was a big influence on me in stand up because like I think we talked about this before about how like I'd watch Def Comedy Jam and I remember every New Year's Eve they would do a marathon and so it'd be back to back to back to back and Martin never did the same set. So when I started doing stand up for the first like 7-8 months, I didn't do the same set. I just kept doing different stuff, and they were like, you could say the same things over. I was like, oh no, that's cheating, man. That's cheating. You can't be doing that. They're like, because then you would see the other comics too, like Bill Bellamy would come back on and it wouldn't be the same set.
Correct.
And I was like, that's not how that works. That's not how it works. You guys are cheating. I've been seeing you guys doing the same stuff too, and I'm like, you guys are weak. And then they were like, no, you have to work on a joke. It gets better and better the more times you say it. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Well, Martin don't do that.
Come on.
And then it didn't, and because he was just so, and that's when I started learning this about stand-up, or about people about humor and about funny. There are people that are quick-witted, and I resonate toward those people more so because wit is just like the highest form of thinking. It's just boom, boom, and then you got people that are writers, which is great. And I'm not a good writer. Like I have to start bullshitting and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's funny. I got to keep that, or I got to figure
Correct.
this out and start fine tuning it. But
That's what I was going to ask you, right? Like the breadth of the work, right? Being able to do a show, right? Just like somebody like Martin, he movies, stand up. That is
That's real talent.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different animals, man. Each one is its own.
it's its own muscle. It's its own muscle group.
And then now he's breaking it down even more with the different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like like in Big Mama's house, right? Like I'm gonna play 2-3 different roles within a show or movie or
Yeah.
Shanae or the cop
Yeah.
or all these different even roles he played on Martin, right? Even within a sitcom, he's 5 characters within the sitcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real
To break
talent.
that
And I mean,
down,
you've got
yeah.
a lot of guys like even like Adam Sandler, who Adam Sandler to me
Oh, man,
has put out
he's-
some of the funniest comedies ever.
Yeah.
But he's not a stand-up comedian. I've seen him do stand-up, and it's not same with Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's not a stand-up comedian, but he's funny as shit in movies. You know what I mean? It's just like different kinds. So like a guy like Martin or
Yeah,
you know,
especially
those
Sandler,
guys,
man,
like-
because he's doing the production of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much
Sandler is so
he
rich.
It's another level, man.
if I
But
can't-
just the whole, not only to be funny within the show, but to create almost like the Eddie Murphy type to create the production of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like like Mr. D's. I mean, he's all these different things. He scripted and
And have you seen the thing about like how a lot of Sandler's movies, they're all within like the same universe? How it's like there's like different things like Hubie
yeah.
Halloween is like there's references to like Little Nicky in Hubie Halloween
Oh,
and like
shit,
different
man.
all the things
Yeah.
that intertwine and related, and obviously the people.
Yeah.
The people always
He gets
connected or
all of his
reused.
boys. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Kevin Smith used to have that too for a minute. Like they call it the View Askewniverse because it's
Mm-hmm.
like just their own little universe. Like Mallrats and Clerks kind of
Yeah.
all intertwined and
Great
and
movies.
Chasing Amy. Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought. I just recently bought. Like I was saying, like in the talking to my wife too, and the other podcast I would do. You know, I'm rebuying all my DVDs because like I don't want people to take away the license. The PlayStation Network went down this
20 hours, yeah.
Yeah, and like you couldn't play any games, even if you had like you had to have the hard disk in order to play whatever game that you
Right.
wanted to. But you couldn't play online with your friends, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that, man.
That's why I got the Sopranos box set. I got all the, the classics. I got them. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm a vinyl collector too. So
Oh,
for
yeah?
music, yeah.
Oh,
You got
shit.
a great collection, man.
Bro, my vinyl collection,
Crazy.
I would put it up against anyone's, and I say that very humbly, but like I got like an original pressing of Reasonable Doubt from 1996. Like I have any like rap record that you could think. Oh, bro, I got the original.
Really?
Yeah,
That's fucking
Shit's
dope.
deep, man.
and like my parents gave me some of their old records, so I've got like old like Led Zeppelin and like all types
shit.
of shit.
Nice.
And then like all of my stuff too, like like I like metal and all that, so like I've got like original pressing of like the first like Limp Bizkit album and Korn and all those.
That's how my wife, she's into. I didn't even know that, but she's into vinyl. She got me kind of like looking at it more and stuff like that. Because like now I'll start going on sites like. now that you don't even have to go dig in the crates anymore, you can just go online and kind of do. But I
But
do.
it's fun to dig in the
But it
crates.
is, huh? It is to
Yeah.
go and like discover and find something new.
Yeah.
Because like I'll go to the DVD like every time I go to a different city to go do stand up, I'm always checking. Hey, is there a DVD store here? You know.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
And I just go and I'll try to find I'll find like a good buy and I've been looking for Interstellar, a 4K box set, man, because that's a dope ass movie to me, and I need to own that.
You guys should check out Moondog Records out here off of Decatur. So they have a lot of like not only records and vinyl, but they have like DVDs, they have cassette tapes, CDs, different things. It's like walking into like a nice little time portal.
Yeah,
They got
man,
a lot
it's
of cool
treasure
stuff.
hunting and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. And
That's what I need to check out because I was going to ask you. Like, I mean, some of this collection, I wouldn't even know where to start to look to find it or what,
Bro, I've got like obscure, like weird, like like.
sometimes those like Japan releases have like crazy ass extra
Yeah,
B-sides.
I've got some weird like Mac Miller ones,
Oh,
like
really?
who like like he had like an alias that he like released an album under that like no one even really knew about, and I got that on vinyl.
What?
Yeah.
stuff.
That's kind of like how that Mariah Carey has a rock album that she has released, but she's like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You seen that?
I've seen it. I didn't listen to it. Though.
Yeah, that's crazy. She I guess like back in the day in the '90s, she didn't want to keep doing the R&B stuff, so she
Yeah.
for herself she went and made like a grunge record, and they're like it's the people that heard it like they go it's actually pretty good, and I'm like oh, but she's like I might release it, I'm not too sure, and it's like oh, just
I'm
tease
shocked she hasn't.
it. Yeah, right.
She got tons of money though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you're saying though about the halftime show, like yeah, they plug their own people in there, and it doesn't make for good for entertaining halftime show.
Right.
Yeah, because like you're right. I was like okay, everyone's waiting for the song, everyone's waiting for the disc, and then it's like and then everyone's like oh the symbolism and this and that, and I was like yeah that's cool, but like I'm just watching the game right now. I'm not trying to
Right.
I'm not trying to
that
think
deep.
right
Yeah,
now.
put out
Especially that
something
deep.
like, look, dude, I like butt rock, Nickelback, Kid Rock, all that. You know what I mean? Like
Ugly Kid
dude,
Joe.
Put someone out there that's fun. Get some hot chicks in cheerleading uniforms, and
Yep.
like everyone wins. Like,
Come
what's
on.
the problem?
Come on.
You
Yeah.
know?
And then I didn't even get the thing too. Also went downhill. Commercials.
Oh yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
one that really caught my eye.
So I
Did you
thought that
think
the
about it?
seal one was funny.
The seal one
The
was
seal
funny.
one is with the Mountain Dew where he was a seal, I thought was funny.
I
Yeah.
don't remember any of them. I was
Yeah, other than that, I don't remember.
even.
I don't remember any of
I
them
remember
either.
Yeezys. Well, he was in the dentist's office.
See, I missed his.
see?
though.
That's all it was.
He
He
was
was-
like, "Oh, I spit out," and then he's got like a swastika T-shirt. That's the only thing that he's.
I didn't even catch that part, but the long story short, he's in a dentist chair, like getting his teeth done, and it's just like go to Yeezy.com, and that was it.
And when you go to Yeezy.com, it's literally everything is gone on there except for one swastika T-shirt.
Damn.
That's it. Yeah.
But no, I didn't see that commercial. Like I said, I don't remember
Yeah.
any commercials. I just remember only thing I remember was Jurassic Park, and then the thing I like because I like of course I'm a movie guy, so it's like I'm looking
Yep.
for the trailers. But this year, like all the trailers are like, and if you want to see the full trailer, go to www. I was like, I don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, I'm
I wanna-
right here.
Yeah.
I want to.
I'm chilling on the couch right now.
Yeah, I was like,
Well, I
man,
gotta
fuck
go somewhere else.
Yeah, fuck all that, And so, But I only seen that just that little part, and then I guess there was a for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, where he's hanging upside down on the plane and doing another stunt, and I'm like, hey man, Tom, knock it off. And
I like Tom Cruise. I think he's a weirdo, but you never heard anything about Tom Cruise's political affiliations or anything like that. And the guy just puts out banger movies.
motherfucker, he's a Scientologist, man.
Yeah,
that's
the guy's
how
a
you
deity.
are. Nuts. No, I like the Mission Impossibles, but it's just like you don't have to do your own stunts anymore, man. Just
Yeah, but
like,
dude,
like,
he enjoyed. That's like his.
He
That's
in
how he gets his
60s,
kicks.
ain't he? He's got to be in the 60s. Yeah.
No telling how they're keeping him. You know,
Oh,
I
man,
got
looks
my own
good.
theories.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, because I want to see that one, and then there was the Jurassic Park, and it's like Scarlett Johansson in there, which I don't get about Jurassic Park is they never brought Newman, Wayne Knight,
Yeah, love it.
in the first one. Remember he had the shaving cream.
Yeah. See, no one cares.
And then he gets spit in the face by the spitter.
The Velociraptor.
Yeah, and then drops the thing, and then it covers in mud, and you never hear about that DNA sample ever again. In 4 fucking movies, there's what 2, 3. There's 5 movies now.
If you especially include the one with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
Oh,
right?
wait, no, that's Jumanji.
Oh, that's Jumanji. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was stuck on.
But that's 5 movies, and they never brought that back. And I'm like, are they going to do it this one? Because it's still a plot that's still
Yeah.
out there, and it would be nice to circle back around. But the last trilogy of the Jurassic Parks were garbage. Did you watch them?
Nah, I've never been a huge Jurassic Park guy. I don't like. See, I'm weird. I don't like anything space related. I don't believe in space as we've been taught, and I don't believe in dinosaurs like we've been taught. So I think it's all bullshit, and so I don't like to watch them.
Oh, this is
Speaking
interesting.
of space, what about that shit yesterday?
What the SpaceX thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I saw that thing go
That thing,
by the
yeah, I
window.
saw it, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Explain, Drew. I mean, I just saw other people post. I didn't see if you actually saw it in real time.
I'm sitting there at my
Yeah.
desk. You know, my desk, we live in a high rise and it's all glass right there, like looking over the strip. And all of a sudden, I'm like sitting there at my desk and all of a sudden you see the thing. And I'm like, that ain't a plane, man.
Hell
Like, and
no.
it looked crazy.
It was just it was
It was one of the
Yeah.
SpaceX, whatever, rocket things or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
It's pretty
Everybody's posting
gnarly.
it.
That's
And
crazy.
like, look, dude. First off, I'm not a huge Elon fan. I love what he's doing with the Doge stuff. I love
Dude,
what
people
he's
are
doing
losing
with
their
that.
fucking minds.
I know. It's just, the more they lose their minds, the guiltier they are. Whatever.
Yeah.
But I just So going back to I don't necessarily believe in dinosaurs. I don't believe dinosaurs ever really roamed the earth, and so I never got into Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen the first couple ones, especially when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But I've never. To me, it's like bullshit. Like you couldn't pay me to sit down and watch. Like when you were like talking about Interstellar, bro, I could give less of a fuck.
That movie's
about it.
dope as fuck. Hey, Christopher Nolan. There'll be no Christopher Nolan blasphemy on this podcast. Christopher
I like
Nolan's a
Christopher
genius.
Nolan in terms of like Batman and stuff like that.
He's a genius, man. Christopher Nolan. Here's a quick little story. I went and seen it, right? So the thing about Interstellar, I love the idea. The whole idea is the Earth's core is cooling down, so therefore it's not spinning in the rotations that it needs to. This is a lot of part that people miss, and people are like, "There's too many fucking words," but it's like it can possibly happen. And what's happening is since it can't rotate, our weather system's changing, and then we can't grow crops, so we're slowly dying off. And there's like all these like little tiny things in this in what's happening. Like, they don't need any more engineers. They don't need people making computers and all this other shit. We need farmers, motherfucker. We need people that know how to grow corn, asparagus, and da-da-da. If you guys can do that, that's you guys are now the most important.
And that's a real life lesson too.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And then so what happens is, they know that this is not suitable. That the planet's gonna die off really soon. So we need to figure out how to go to another planet or find another place to go. And there's also like these one point where just little tidbit things like they're at a baseball game and the Yankees are playing and they're only serving popcorn and there's no hot dogs because they only can grow corn.
Right.
So everything is corn syrup, corn flavored, corn muffins, corn. It's ridiculous. But so it's so anyways, I'm sitting there and I'm watching the movie's 3 hours long, by the way, too. And so I'm sitting there and I've seen it already. Like I've seen it 3 days ago at this point, and I can't stop thinking about other stuff in the movie, and that's how I know a movie's good is because I'm thinking about it 3 days later. I'm like, man, I didn't really recognize that. I didn't think about that. And I'm eating at this, and I was in San Francisco, in Mission District. My friend, she took me, and it's called Foreign Cinema. And during the day, it's this whole fucking hoity-toity place, and at night they show foreign films. And I'm telling her chef friend, and he was like, I was like, dude, this movie's so dope. I was like, this. And then the dad, and then he's the same age as her because he went to fucking space and the time doesn't matter. It's blowing my fucking brain. And he was like, you're just saying this shit, right?
Correct.
And I go, what do you mean? He goes, you're just saying this really loud because he's right there. And I'm like, who? And I look over and it's Christopher Nolan and he's sitting fucking like two tables away. Yeah, and he had a whole ass beard, so I didn't recognize him. And I was like, oh shit. And I just looked at him and I didn't bother him. I just gave him a look like, hey man, fucking great movie. And I just like, oh my god. But
That's real shit though.
He has put out some banger movies. I wouldn't recognize the guy if he walked in the room right now. But
yeah, no, because the only one that I wasn't big a fan of was the Dunkirk.
never heard of it.
Oh, okay. It's the one where they in World War II, I think it is, in World War II, where they're like trying to save all the British soldiers that got left on in Europe, and they're about to get attacked by Germans because Germans are coming, and they're all stuck at the beach, and so they get like all these fools from Britain, like England started recruiting regular fishermen's boats, and they're like, hey, our boys are stuck over there, and so they're fucking like, all right, let's get by.
See, I can't do any of the world. My dad loves all those old like war movies. I can't watch any of that.
You
shit.
sound like no fun.
You like horror movies? You like
Love
Calm
horror
down,
movies.
Grandpa.
Love horror movies.
How
Comedy.
about documentaries?
Yeah.
Like sports doc? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like you get in that, okay.
Ooh, horror movie. Have you seen Black Phone?
Yeah.
Did you like that one?
Yes, I did.
They're gonna make a part 2, and the thing I like, because I like Sinister. I love Sinister because I like what Blumhouse does.
Yeah, me too.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
I like A24.
You like A24?
A24 is also good.
They're I don't like their scary movies though.
So Shudder has a good thing too, and like Shudder's dope. See, I have a super box, and so I get all the channels. You know what I mean?
That sounds hella sexy.
And so I'm on like horror movies that hadn't even came out yet and shit. Like,
Yeah?
I like it like that.
Dude, it's because I like so Sinister and what's the other one? Insidious.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Those
And there's
two
a third
franchises.
one I think too, or that. Oh no, I know what you're talking about. So like I thought you were talking about like so Insidious. There's like multiple ones.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4, and then then Sinister they have 2. And but this with the Black Phone, I guess they're gonna make a sequel. And I just found this out today that Ethan Hawke is coming back, and so is the main kid. And I'm like, how's that gonna happen? Because I mean, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that they're bringing back the old cast and they're telling the story from a different angle or from a different time period, because I don't like when they do that when they make a sequel of a scary movie and you have none of the other characters. They'll just like mention them really quick. They'll be like, yeah, Joey lived in this house, and it's like, oh fuck, and then we forget. But
Correct.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So
shit.
the original Halloween to me, like the one from like 1979, still one of the greatest horror movies ever.
Yeah.
And they did that on like a shoestring budget. It's awesome. It's untouchable.
I got a rebuy, but I bought because I bought it on DVD. I got the all the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I remember seeing those in the theater. I remember watching.
Me too.
Yeah.
So when horror movies, and I think this is probably part of the reason why I like them so much. When I was a little kid, elementary school, middle school, whatever, when horror movies used to come out on Fridays, and then like my dad would take me and my boys, because we weren't able to drive, to the late midnight showing every time one would come out, and so like that's always like stuck with me.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
I fucking man, I remember we snuck in. My dad snuck us in to see fucking Freddy 3, and it was packed. And like that's the first time I've ever seen a movie theater like packed. We snuck in and couldn't sit down.
Still.
So he goes, "Fuck it, we're gonna." So
Lean against the wall.
We leaned against the
I
wall.
already know.
Yeah.
I already know.
Dude, we leaned against the wall, and I watched that shit. I was so like, this is crazy, because the Dream Warriors, and they're all
Yeah.
and then renting. My mom hid the fourth one for me because we rented the fourth one. And you have to take it back after 2 days. But I was like, as soon as it got done, I watched it over again. And then she went to work, and I was like, hey, where's the movie? Because I woke up, and I was like, where's Freddie at? And she was like, I hate it. You can't be watching it. You watched it too many times already. I'm getting worried.
That's funny.
But I liked Freddie because Freddie was also funny.
For sure.
He had a personality and sense of humor.
That's like the Leprechaun too. The Leprechaun's funny. The Leprechaun goes to the hood, bro. Like, so funny.
Fuck yeah, that was so funny.
Now,
the first one.
Now, from a scary standpoint, did the movie having some truth to it? Like you take Texas Chainsaw for example. Did the movie having, even though obviously it's the movie, did the truth that this was a true story? Did that make it scarier for y'all? Because sometimes that made it scary for me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I remember driving my ex-girlfriend back to Houston, from San Diego, and there are like some spots in there. Like, this is Texas Chainsaw. We damn sure ain't stopping.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
just some of those,
the paranormal type of stuff and like the The
Paranormal
Exorcist and
Activity
stuff.
Yeah.
stuff. Oh,
See, like those are tough for me because I believe in all that shit. So
You don't believe in dinosaurs, but
that's right. But I
it's
believe
good and evil. I mean,
I believe in spirits and
Hell
stuff
yeah.
like that, and like in energy, really. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely like evil energy and
Oh,
was talking about the other
positive
day.
energy.
Hell
Because
yeah.
my wife is into scary movies, but she doesn't watch demon shit. And she was laughing. She goes, because that can get in the house. And I'm
Oh,
like,
bro. So
100%.
I went to the haunted. What's his name?
the one that's here,
Zach Baggins, right? There was shit in there that I wouldn't do.
dude. I will not go in there.
Because they said straight, they're like, oh, be careful because some of this stuff can follow you home. And I ain't going in there, bro.
I'm
Yeah.
good. Yeah, on that.
Yeah.
Well, Post Malone, there's a thing in there called the Divock box. And it's, but Post Malone touched it. And, bro, literally that week, his plane skidded off the runway. He, like, got in a car accident. And, like, I'm good.
I mean, like I said, if you believe in good, there's obviously good and evil.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to put it, right? If you believe in a higher power on the positive side, then you obviously have to understand that this obviously exists. In other words, like I'm from Florida, right? So back home, you got the voodoo, all the Santeria, all the different, all the different stuff, man. Like it's just crazy
Did you guys see the
how embedded that is in just the culture in general, right? I mean, you know that stuff exists, whether it be Haitian, Hispanic. I mean, it's just.
when you said voodoo, it triggered my mind. Did you see the video of the woman with the Patrick Mahomes voodoo doll at the game?
in New
And she
Orleans.
was stabbing it with the pin.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Yeah, in New Orleans, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
Oh,
too.
I didn't even think about the New Orleans part.
Yeah, that's huge down there, man.
They say that New Orleans is the closest place to hell on earth because there's all types of like spirits and all types of like. I mean, dude, if you've ever been to New Orleans, there's some weirdo shit down there for
been.
sure.
Yeah.
But I hear that a lot about the superstitious and about the voodoo
Yeah.
and all that shit.
It's in
Yeah.
their culture, man. It's in their culture.
It is. Yeah. So when you said that about the, I was like, oh my god, because I saw that
Now, I
video.
didn't see that lady. She was just in the crowd, just
Yeah, bro.
I saw a TikTok. Yeah.
She just had a little pin. It was like a pin, like this
yeah.
big. And
I
she
want to
said,
see.
yeah,
I want to see her parlay ticket. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah, that's
Show me
funny.
your ticket.
For real.
I mean, come on, because everybody be. I mean, for the most part, I know, especially out here, man. Vegas made some money. Everybody, it's just too hard to bet against him.
Yeah.
You know, even if you want him to lose, that's part A. But like betting, will you bet that he loses? That's,
Right.
That's another level.
I lost $225. I was just fucking around and doing like novelty bets and stuff. Like I bet on the coin flip, which is stupid, but I like doing it.
Sometimes in prop bets you can hit.
Those
man.
are fun though.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
you never
the
know.
fun, like
I was doing long shots too, man, because I was watching the Patriots and the Rams, and right before I was about to put my bet in, I seen the bet. It said Rams to not score no touchdowns, and I was like, that's crazy. And it was like I think when you could win for $100, you can win like 2,400, and I was like, that's crazy. And then they didn't score a touchdown, and I was like, oh fuck, that could have been money. And then all of a sudden I seen Tampa Bay, Kansas City won't score a touchdown, and it was like $10,000 for $100. And I go, I'm not gonna do that. Stupid. They scored no touchdown that whole Super Bowl, and
I told Drew it didn't hit me until the game came on. I don't know why. I just had a busy week, man. I didn't even know that Brady was commentating on it. But I told Drew when we talked, I said, man, ain't no way in hell they was gonna let him do the three-peat with Brady commentating in front of Brady. There's no way.
when you told me that made sense.
Because like we're obviously now when that happens, not to say it's deserving and not to say he's Brady, but you automatically now here goes this conversation: the GOAT, who's the best.
Yeah.
It's just because he's got the three-peat and Brady doesn't. So they weren't gonna
and
let that
that's
shit
all
happen.
that's all off the table now. Just whether he played there.
Well, I mean, look, I think that the Eagles really exposed them to the point where they got to fix that O-line.
Yep.
They got to get some weapons for him to throw the ball to, and then they've got a lot of holes on that defense.
Well, why did Rasheed Rice not play?
I don't know.
Because all I saw was Pacheco and the other guys.
Is he still not? He
I
played?
mean, I don't know. I mean, I saw him on the sideline. I think I did.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's
Guy's
always in
probably
trouble or
busy,
something. Who knows?
Crashing Lamborghinis. Or
Yeah,
something.
but yeah, you could tell like it was a factor that they needed. So somebody
Yeah.
needed to step up.
So let me ask you guys this: is this Travis Kelce's last game?
I don't know.
It's tough to go
He
out
played
like
like it.
that. Yeah, he definitely played like it. But I just feel the point of going out like that. That's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, the way the formula's looking, if you come back next year, I can't guarantee that you're not gonna get an ass whooping again next year. I mean,
Right.
the way the Eagles came, I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost like people kind of got your number now, and you know how momentum is. Once you start to not believe here, or
Right.
they've
And
been riding cloud nine for a while. Now it's a reality check.
And how much money has he made, and how much money does Taylor have? And like, you've already got the rings. How much more how many times do you want to get hit across the middle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they've got a pretty solid number 2 tight end there.
Noah Gray.
Yeah, from Duke. And, that guy's kind of stepped. He did more than Kelsey did.
Yeah, because I guess they're talking about like Kelsey has 19 million if he goes back, but if they cut him, they got 17 million. They keep the cap hit will be 19, but then they save 17 if they let him go.
Yeah, they probably have to. I'd have to see his contract, but they probably would do it like a post June 1 designation.
Something like that.
Or
Yeah.
if he wants to come back, restructure it completely.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, those guys. Look, with the salary cap, there's always ways around it. It's just
How they gonna do it?
Yeah.
What about Andy Reid? They were talking about him maybe retiring.
I think he's having too good of a time. I think even after they
Yeah.
lost, he's like, I'm gonna go get a cheeseburger.
All day long, and it wasn't Andy Reid's fault.
No,
I mean, it wasn't out coaching. It wasn't anything like that. He was
It's
just
execution.
Yeah, they were just on his ass. There's
Yeah.
nothing you could have coached up or done. Speaking of trades, what about Debo?
Oh yeah.
I saw it coming.
You know where I'd like to see him?
Tell me.
Redskins.
Okay, I think he would too.
I think he would too.
But would
Well-
Ayuk want to go there? Oh, wait, Ayuk's already
Nah,
signed.
yeah,
to-
he's
Well,
already
because
there.
Peters is there in the front office now, so there's that connection. He's got an established quarterback in Jaden. He can go there. He doesn't have to be the number 1 wide receiver because they got Terry. And I mean, look, they got the money. They got $100 million to spend. So
Correct. This is the thing where I feel like sometimes where he wants to demand a trade. The previous season doesn't demand. So long story short, and you correct me if I'm wrong, right? Basically, there's no more guaranteed money on that contract.
I'd have to see his, but I think that his contract's out of it.
Right. So now there's no more guaranteed money, but basically you want to you don't have the leverage to argue a new deal because based on last season, who would
Right.
give you a new deal with guaranteed money based on the season you had last season? For Depot, right?
Right.
So now it's like, well, fuck it, let me get my walking papers and get up out of here.
Well, and that's the other thing too. The Niners aren't going to be chomping at the bit to give him new money, but the Skins might, or the Steelers.
How about
who I've
Eagles?
seen-
He been wearing that Eagles jersey last month.
I don't even know where he fits.
I bring that up to
he
you because
fits
you talk
in,
about the
though.
homie shit,
Yeah.
the homie, win.
I hate that shit, dude.
And I get that's your boy, but at the same time, if I'm your fan,
Well, I have a real bone to pick with Michael Strahan when he's over here flying the Eagles flag, doing the chant. I honestly think that the Giants should remove him from the Ring of Honor. That's like blasphemous. Like
yeah, you don't see Howard Long doing that shit.
Nah, hell
No, you're right. Yeah.
How about this?
And it's
For
the
the
one for the
Giants-
Eagles.
Right.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
For the Giants, you are never going to see Eli Manning rep anything for Dallas, Washington, or Philadelphia. Ever. Right?
Even for his own brother.
Strahan's a sellout, dude. So the fact that Strahan's probably done a little something strange for some change for that GMA gig.
Right.
But,
I even took the cowboy helmet away from your side.
thank you. I appreciate that. But no, I mean, like, I think, look,
Okay.
I get that he's a commentator and he's got to be neutral, whatever, but there's just certain things, like, you're never going to see Michael Irvin roll out there and be like, yeah, New York Giants. It's just not happening. So the fact that he was just so flying an Eagles flag and all this, to me, that was embarrassing.
Correct.
Like, the Giants are a dumpster fire right now. Like, it is what it is, right?
Totally.
But, like, as a player in that locker room,
Totally.
you're looking at a legend that's
Correct.
a Hall of Fame player in the Ring of Honor, and
Come
this
on.
guy's over here waving your number 1 divisional opponent's flag. That's
Come on.
embarrassing. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
there's these rivalries that are, like, great for a reason. Now you guys are watering it down, and you're watering down the product.
Totally.
That's like Ohio State and Michigan.
Yeah.
Bro, they were fighting at the 50-yard line because they wanted to plant that flag. Like, that's
100%.
real.
Popped off
Yeah.
quick.
And those rivalries, like, that's a real, like, and the fans are still right. Again, like, go to Philly in a Giants jersey. They'll
See what
literally
happens.
throw batteries at you.
Yeah.
There's a reason that they have a magistrate on site in Philly. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Ovett had a jail inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right,
That's right.
And so to me, like, Strahan is a bitch for that. I don't, like, I don't even care. Like, to me, it's embarrassing.
Oh, here's another one too that got the walking papers. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, he did. I didn't see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they told him straight up, like, you can't go on Pat McAfee, you can't be going on vacation to Egypt and all this. So, like, going back to the Giants, I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers already has a house in New York now.
Come on now.
Giants need a quarterback, and I've seen all this
bridge,
stuff about, like, oh, they just hired Chad Hall, who's Matt Stafford's brother-in-law, and we could trade for Matt Stafford. Why do you want to trade for Matt Stafford, who's 36 years old? He's not a mobile quarterback. The Giants' O-line sucks. So, like, you want to trade for that guy? Give me Rodgers, who's mobile. He already has a house here. He's already made a ton of money, so you could probably lowball him to the sense that,
Yep.
hey, bro, you can come in here and be the man. We're going to wait till next year and get Arch and whatever.
Yep. God bless
You
you.
guys already got you got a house here. We'll sign Devontae Adams too because we got the money to spend.
Yeah, 'cause
and
they-
he can mentor Malik Neighbors. And bro, you would go. Why not?
Come
Yeah,
on. Talk
yeah.
to-
'Cause they also I guess same thing. You said Devontae. They haven't even talked to Devontae at all since the end of the season.
Nah, those two are they're gonna roll out together. They're
Yeah.
gonna do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's a lot of movement going on. As soon as the Super Bowl
that was-
ended,
that
it
was
like
quick.
new
That was
season
quick.
started. Yeah,
Not even, before. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Debo
crazy.
was supposed to before the game. He was trying to get. Yeah.
that's crazy. And then what? Like, and Russell
One-
Wilson too. They say you're not coming back either.
Yeah, so
Damn, I
he's
didn't hear-
another
I
one
didn't
that's
hear
kind of
Russ.
Yeah.
They told him
They going with Fields?
I don't know what they're gonna do at quarterback. I'm kind of shocked that they're not keeping Russ.
Me too.
To me, that's like a great spot for him.
Unless
For
they-
his legacy too.
Correct.
That's a
they
football
did-
city, and he's made plenty of money.
100%. It did.
And,
I
like-
think it helped his image this year.
Me too.
Coming out of Denver.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like too, like how many superstar quarterbacks go and play for 4 teams?
Yeah. Very.
Right? To me, that hurts your Hall of Fame chances.
Yeah.
That's why I can't believe they didn't put Eli in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Oh, right now.
That to me,
What they
bro.
waiting on?
You can't even talk about one of the biggest games in NFL history without mentioning Eli.
Totally.
They were just talking about it too. Like
Tom Brady was talking during the game. He said that game hurt me more than anything. I think about that loss more than the wins.
he said he wake up thinking.
So
about
how
it.
do you not put that guy in?
Yeah.
I get, he had a 500 career record. That ain't all on him.
Not
He's
at
also
all.
like 11th touchdowns all time.
Come on,
All
man.
these different things. Like, I'd already have my hotel room booked. I was going out to Canton for that. Eli's my favorite player ever. And I couldn't believe that.
Weren't we talking about Eli? And I was like, because he's funny.
He is
He's
funny.
funny.
The Mannings in general are funny.
Yeah. But he's like funny when he's not trying to be. That's
Right.
what I love
Right.
about it because it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, that fool's got.
You
he's-
just, that's just him.
yeah, and it's funny because like Peyton almost is like he's like
Scripted.
scripted and like I'm gonna shuck it up, but then Eli's just like what an idiot.
See, but
Like
like
a fucking dummy.
he was only a Giant, right? And even Peyton, like Peyton went to the Broncos. He played for 2 teams. But if Russ goes to another team now you're talking he's on his 4th team. You don't let superstars go to 4 teams.
And Peyton was kind of like, that was around the neck injury
Right.
time that they drafted Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a
Changing the
little
guard.
dirty, changing the guard
Yeah.
type deal. And quite frankly, a neck injury. How many people do you think going to have a neck injury then beat the touchdown passing record the next year?
Yeah.
So pretty much you can blame
Who
the
else?
Colts, but then you can't.
That,
Right.
Isn't that what kind of happened with Drew Brees too?
Yeah, same thing.
It was
yeah.
his arm.
It was his
arm.
arm. Okay, his arm. Yeah.
And the Chargers ended up flipping him over to New Orleans. And then, look, man, playing in the Dome and having guys that can run slants and take it to the house for you. I mean,
Hell
It
yeah,
helps.
and that's so crazy because like Eli was supposed to go to the Chargers too. Remember that?
Eli was.
Oh, yeah.
They swapped in.
Eli
That's
big
how
time.
they-
And
That's
he
how
was
they got
like-
Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They flipped that, and
I'll never forget that draft. I remember I told my mom, I was like, I really want Eli Manning. And then we drafted Phillip Rivers. I was like, I don't even know who this guy is. Like, I'm in college,
Yeah.
like going to like frat parties and stuff at like WVU at the time. And I mean,
That
it's
just shows you
crazy.
the power of the Mannings, man.
Yeah.
Deion trying to do the same thing depending on how.
Deion, look, I like Shador. I don't necessarily like him at 3 for the Giants, but I like Shador. But my remedy for success for the Giants as a Giants, I grew up Giants fan. The only way they've been such shit for the past decade, right? The only way that the fans are going to come back around, now teams can divest and sell portions of the team, sell part of the team to Eli. He's already came out and said he would only want to own part of one team, and it's the Giants. Sell part of it to Eli. You're at 3 right now. You either take a blue chip player at 3 or move back and accumulate picks, and the next year go get Arch Manning.
Yeah.
The next Manning in New York. There's not an easier stage or an easier blueprint to get it done.
Yeah.
Correct.
The movie writes itself.
It
No,
does.
100%. And to your point earlier, get Rodgers in the meantime.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah. And
Everybody's
then in
happy.
the meantime, too, you get Devontae, too, and now he's mentoring Malik Neighbors. And then Arch comes in. He can learn for a year behind Aaron Rodgers. And then, Aaron Rodgers probably hangs it up at that point.
Still.
But it makes
Yeah.
too much sense.
No, it does. And
It
plus,
does.
and plus, you're gonna get.
serious. Because I'm sorry.
You're just gonna get Peyton's gonna be in the facility helping out. You're gonna get the overflow of just come on, granddaddy.
Right.
Even if they're not owners or whatever, or coaches, they're gonna be there.
And think about from a fan
Oh,
standpoint
my
now,
God.
Eli's my favorite player ever, right? How many other people are on that same shit? You know
lot.
what I mean? And then now it's like, okay, now Eli's bought into the team, right? Where he has a say-so now. And now we're getting his nephew. So not only you can turn it on and watch him ball in Texas, which to me he plays like Josh Allen. He's 6'4", runs people over, and has a cannon. But now you got his uncle in there who's a legend,
Shot caller.
2-time Super Bowl MVP that can mentor him while he's there. And hey, man, I've been through this. This is how you do it. This is how we do it. Boom, boom, boom.
How do we feel about the awards that they handed out?
I'm glad Josh got the MVP.
Me
Josh,
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Josh got the MVP. Yeah. I feel bad for him though, man.
Why? Why you
Because
feel bad?
he didn't get over the hump, man. He should have,
Yeah, that's not on him though.
I know, man.
No, it ain't.
No, it ain't. It ain't on him.
Nah. And then who got defensive?
I don't know who did get the.
I don't even know.
Was it Patrick Surtain?
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah,
you're right.
he got it.
Yeah.
He's
a dog.
tough.
He's talking about he wants to play receiver a little bit.
I
this
saw
year.
that.
Really?
And you know what? They should let him.
Come put a package.
Give
in
him
for
$100 million. I mean, dude, his
on.
contract's coming up soon. He's gonna get a blank check. Yeah, throw in some packages out there.
His dad was a dog too.
Yeah. Look, I think to me, look, I think Travis Hunter is a very good player, but I don't think Travis Hunter is. And look, I wouldn't be the first
He's
time
yet to
wrong,
be seen, right?
but I don't think he's like a shutdown corner, nor do I think he's like a number 1 wide receiver, right? So how Malik Neighbors came out for the Giants this year and broke all the records and stuff. I don't think Travis is going to be that guy at wide receiver. I think he could be an excellent number 2 or a 1B. Same with corner. I don't think he's like a real true shutdown corner. Super athletic. I mean, he's going to get on the field, but to me, Surtain is a shutdown
Dog.
corner.
Yeah.
No one's doing shit on Surtain. And he's so athletic and so fast, and he thinks like a wide receiver because he has to cover him. Give that guy a couple gadget plays. Let him go.
Let him run it. I was gonna say because they're he's Chargers. Khalil Mack is gonna. He said he's gonna play. Do you think they're gonna sign him? Because he's a free agent though. Yeah.
I don't know what his deal is. I know K-Mac a little bit. I've hung. He was because he went to Buffalo with my old trainer when I lived in L.A., Jerry, and so I've hung out with K-Mac a few times, and I always knew he was going to end up in L.A. because he was like house hunting all the time, whatever. I think he likes being in L.A., and I think that they'll figure something out.
They'll figure something out. Yeah. They say they might even be able. They might cut Bosa too. Like Joey.
Well, I mean, dude, he's always hurt.
Yeah, he's always hurt. Yeah, guys. But then offensive rookie was of course Jaden. And then he well deserved.
That guy's such a stud.
I know. Even being a Raider, I definitely wanted Bowers, but it was fuck that fool. He went all the way. It'd be 2 playoff wins, right?
Yeah,
Jaden?
I mean they got to the
NFC
NFC Championship. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
to beat Detroit in Detroit.
Yeah,
Come on.
fucking handily.
That part.
Yeah, but the Raiders are set up. You guys' first 2 picks. I told you before
told
the
me.
year.
Yeah, you called it.
Yeah. Zach knows
Yeah.
Jackson Powers Johnson's the real deal.
Yeah, you go. You got a dog in him, and I was like, yeah. And then as I'm watching through the season, I was like, he's not lying. This guy's getting in trouble for hitting too hard and keep going after the whistle.
To the pedal to the metal, man.
And then you're telling me that he's better on defense.
Yeah, well, so he likes – his dad told me, he was like, Jackson loves to hit people. And so, like he would
Bam Bam.
actually be a better defensive lineman, and he actually played some D-line, like, in high school.
Uh-huh.
But,
That's
you go.
he's great, man.
What, they got him at center now?
yeah, but he played some guard this year, too, because
Yeah,
when
he first came
Andre
in.
was back out there. But
Who do you think they'll go with for center next year?
was he on a one-year deal this year?
I believe so.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, look, Jackson won the Remington. That's his best position as center. I mean, he's on a rookie deal. You could allocate that money elsewhere.
Correct.
I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what Andre James is asking for because he missed some games. He was hurt, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, missed a couple, yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I think you got to kind of wait and see and then also see who's available, like at guard and whatnot. But, I mean, you could draft a mid-round guy. Look, I've got a couple incredible interior offensive linemen in Michael Ford Jr. and Logan Zernich. I mean, look, I think Mike could plug and play right there. I think Logan could too. Logan's a big like Midwest kid from a town of 1,000 people. I mean, I think you can find those plug and play interior guys because if they've got good guys next to them too, and they know what they're doing as it, you know what I mean? Like,
Solid.
yeah.
I just need a quarterback. That's all. Like I just need a quarterback.
You know who I like in this draft? Obviously, like Shador. I think Shador coming from Dion's pedigree and everything, and like Tom Brady's trained him. I honestly expect the Raiders to make a big play at him.
Yeah.
And everyone likes Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward's arm. I liked him at Washington State, but I like Jackson Dart from Ole Miss.
That's what a lot of people were saying too. Yeah, and I was
And he
checking
looked good
him
at
out.
Senior Bowl. That's
He
what they
did.
said, right?
And he was getting like, oh, he might go undrafted. I'm like,
Nah, he's
man,
never-
you ain't an SEC quarterback
Ain't going
putting
on-
up the numbers he put up and going undrafted.
Not at
Stop.
all.
The and then the offensive player of the year was
Jay
Saquon. No.
Oh, you talking about him? Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause he was
Saquon.
really-
Look, Saquon, incredible.
Yeah.
You just look.
Could
and-
be
and-
happy for a guy either, too, coming
Right.
from,
Yeah,
because he was
after-
with that whole shit show, that you were
Yeah.
just talking about.
Oh, that,
Well, and look, it goes to show you the offensive line. The Eagles have the largest. It's either the largest or the second largest offensive line. I think my mom told me that when she saw on the thing, they said the average weight was like 338 and like 6'6" or something. Like
And
Yeah,
you,
yeah, that's
and
right.
you know they lying on that weight. It's
Right.
more like 360.
Right.
right.
Well, look at Mailata,
Yeah.
the left tackle. I mean, yeah, bro, he's every bit of 360.
Yeah. Who's the big boy? I think 74, the guy from Richmond. I think he's the right tackle. He was
The right tackle is Lane Johnson.
Yeah, okay.
And then they got Mekhi Becton over from the Jets, and he was huge.
Yeah, that's your left tackle.
He was a tackle
Yeah, yeah.
originally with the Jets, but they moved him to guard.
I love having Drew. Drew got the names, everything. And the,
Oh, bro, yeah, the
I love
offensive
it.
line,
I
that's
love
my
it.
bread and butter. Dude. That's,
Yeah. The trenches, man, and it's like, and this Super Bowl put everyone on notice that hey, it's the trenches, man. Like
That's
it's-
how you win it.
Yeah, they were like, dude, you control that line.
look at the Eagles' D-line and O-line. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's it.
dominate, and then holding them. Yeah, man, it was great. It was
And then with all those guys playing at Georgia together, right?
Oh, yeah.
The camaraderie. Like after a while, like I know you like the back of my hand, vice versa. We were playing together,
Right.
Not only in the
Could
league
sense
a
it.
couple years, but college.
Yeah, we
I
used
mean,
to joke that they were building the Philly Bulldogs down there because it's like, yeah, they got so many people from that Georgia defense, from those natties. It's crazy. When they got Jalen Carter at 9, bro, it's like
Come on.
oh yeah,
that
man.
guy. I mean, dude, he's Aaron Donald 2.0.
Yeah,
and
easy.
he's going to end up being better than AD.
Bigger too.
He is.
Bigger.
That guy's nuts. I like when he was like he was about to beat X-Rated. He's on the Niners. Feliciano.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "Oh fuck, I'll kill your family."
Yeah, he's like, I'll send goons to you.
yeah, I said, "Goons to your house."
Feliciano said that, or the
No, Jalen said that to
Feliciano.
Feliciano.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were playing, and all of a sudden it got too chippy, it got too back and forth, and then before you know it, it went to Instagram, and it went to like I'm gonna send some goons to you.
Yeah.
I was like, that's why you fell in the draft, man. Calm down.
The only reason he fell was because of that car accident.
that car accident, yeah, they were with the drinking and stuff
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
tough,
But
man.
he wasn't driving though, right?
No, he was driving.
Oh, he was.
He
Yeah.
was.
okay.
Somebody died. Right?
Yeah, one of his teammates died.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's crazy, man.
But I mean, no denying that guy is a
Just-
animal on the football field.
Yeah, too much. I mean, I like too much. Those Hellcats, man. I used to have one. Too much power, and God forbid you've been drinking.
Yeah, and
Just
people
too
don't
much,
know how to.
too much torque, and just
They don't know how to handle it.
And then definitely after a couple of drinks, you damn sure the car's handling you.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some times where like my dick dropped when I had it. Like seriously, like literally, like I mean, literally like the car elevator. You know, just fucking around. You get a new car. And I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? I wasn't drinking at all. Like front end lifted. It's just so much rear power in that, man. I like true story. Like one time, my wife and I had a E43 AMG Mercedes. I probably had her beat by maybe say a quarter mile, and I said, hey, you know, I'm keep in mind I'm going 110 already, and I got a beat by at least half a mile, say a quarter, half mile, half a mile. So I called her and I said, let's race. Man, she was a half a mile, quarter mile behind me. I keep in mind I'm already going 110, and she came and ate my lunch. And she said, "You take that cheap ass Mercedes and kiss my ass." She literally like just dogged me, and it was like, and a couple times people try to race me, and somebody blew his motor.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just because it's just the pistons, you know, it's just too much torque coming off, and you just can't. Like now, on the curves and stuff, it's tough, but in straightaway, it's you're done.
Well, dude, there was people that were like crashing them, pulling out of the lot because they didn't know how to drive them. Like they had to stop making them.
Yeah.
The Hellcats,
they don't make it anymore. They stopped. I think like at least 2 years ago was the last one.
There's
They made like a special edition, and then
They were talking about making it electric one, but it's like, bro, like
it's
In
Not the
Vegas,
same.
can't you like? Isn't there a racetrack where you could like race?
Speed Vegas,
Yeah.
Vegas. You can hop in any car, and you got to wear a helmet and
Ferrari and
stuff, and
stuff, yeah.
but you can test drive on track.
Dude, there's crazy shit we could do here in Vegas.
Oh
like
my
there
God,
is.
forget about
like
it.
shoot tanks and shit or something too. Like,
oh yeah, the battlefield, like where they take you out into. So I had one of my scout buddies that was out here with a big group of people for a bachelor party, and I put them onto that place. And like, yeah, they take them out to the desert and like in the back of a Hummer, and like, bro, you're shooting like machine guns and like just
bazookas and
yeah,
shit.
you can. They've got everything.
That's crazy.
50 cals, like you name it. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Fucking nuts, man. This crazy. It's a fucking good little town.
We
Oh,
are
100%.
spoiled being
Oh, yeah,
out here.
totally.
Like,
You know,
like there's always something to do.
Correct.
Food, music, like whatever.
Gambling, just-
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I moved to San Diego for a little while. Restaurants close at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know, you don't realize until you travel like a lot. You know, you go to these other towns, man, ain't shit open when you land.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, whatever, fast food or something. But like here, you
Mm-hmm.
got 5-star, fine dining at 11, 12 o'clock at night, no matter what. You know what I'm
Great
saying? Just
eats,
you,
too.
you
Yeah.
don't appreciate till you haul ass.
There was the only place that has good eats too, like that's late night that I was is Portland.
Okay.
Their bar food.
Damn,
is
I wouldn't expect
ridiculous.
See,
Yeah.
I've never been to Portland. There's too many they thems out there. For me.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say New York or something.
No, Portland has like this. They have
Yeah,
this rule.
Portland.
Someone was telling me they're like it's not a rule or a law or some shit like that, but they got like their bar food can't. It has to be a restaurant kitchen like, and it can't just be regular ass. And their fucking
Okay.
bar food is ridiculous. Like their burgers are bomb. They have this all night 24 like not 24 hour, but it closes at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning macaroni spot where they got
Okay.
all kinds of macaroni and cheese. And they used to have I think the strip club closed down, but the strip club used to have the best because it was also on a ranch, and it was called Copperopolis. And it was a strip club, and it was a steak joint too, and they
Okay.
were just like had like the best steak. You know,
They had to close that because the chicks had wieners.
because it was all there was nothing but studs in that fucking ranch.